Hello, my young Padawans, and welcome back to our Algebra 1 lesson. Today we are covering lesson 26-1, factoring by the greatest common factor, or as we like to call it, the GCF. That's a greatest common factor. Alright, let's see. Our learning target for today, we have two. Is first we want to be able to identify the greatest common factor and then of the terms in the polynomial. And then not only do we want to be able to identify it, but we want to be able to factor the greatest common factor from a polynomial. All right? That's what we want to be able to do after this video. All right? That's our goal. All right. And let's go over. Before we begin doing all that fancy smancy factoring, we got to go over what factoring is. All right. So the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor is the greatest monomial that divides a polynomial without a remainder. That's right here. Greatest monomial that divides a polynomial without, so that means without, no, we don't want a remainder. All right. Now, we know what a greatest common factor is, but what is a factor, you might say? Like Sanchez, I don't know what a factor is. Well, look no further. We have it right here. All right. Factor is any number or symbols that, when multiplied together, form a product. So, anything multiplied together, they form a product. But we're looking for specific numbers that multiply into a specific product. All right. So, we have the example here, right? We have 2x. All right. 2 and x are factors of 2x. Why? Because when you multiply 2 and x together, 2 times x, you're going to get 2x. And that's why we call it those 2 and x are factors. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and find out what are the factors to this polynomial right here. 6x cubed plus 2x squared minus 8x. All right. So first things first, you'll notice they're all even numbers. And so we're just gonna write each term individually. I'm sorry. So we're gonna rewrite this as 6x cubed, right? We're gonna write 2x squared and 8x. We don't care about the negative sign, all right? No, I don't like doing it this way. My bad. I'm sorry, guys. First of all, you'll notice that each of these terms have at least one x. What's here? This is the low. There's an invisible one. All right. And I always tell you guys this, but invisible one. All right. And look at this. So each of these have an x, right? So the smallest nut, we want to get the biggest amount of x out of here. So we're gonna take out all these x's, at least one x from all three of these. But I want you guys to notice this is 8, this is 2, and this is 6. What are the factors of 2? Well, multiplies to 2, 2 and 1. What about 6? 3 and 2, 8, 4 and 2. All these numbers are divisible by 2. So we can take out a 2 from here, a 2 from here, and a 2 from here. And we can take out an x from here, an x from here, and an x from here. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and take out a 2x. All right? Ta-da. This is our GCF. And now what we're going to do this to factor this, what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite our problem. We're going to have 6x cubed over 2x plus 2x squared over 2x minus 8x over 2x. All right. So what we're going to do is just do this the long way. All right. What's 6 divided by 2? Well, that's going to give us 3. X cubed divided by x to the power of 1 is going to be x squared. So in the case when you multiply, you go 3. If it was x times x squared, you get x cubed. But this time, what we're doing is we're going backwards. When we're dividing, x cubed divided by x, you're gonna go down by 1. All right. So you're always going down by the power of the exponent, right? So 2 divided by 2, that's 1, right? X to the power of 2 minus to the power of 1, that's gonna be just x to the power of 1. And remember, we don't write the 1. And then we're going to keep our minus sign. 8 divided by 2 is 4. X divided by x, that's 1. And we don't write 4 times 1, so we're just going to write 4. And so we can rewrite this as 3x squared plus x minus 4. So this here, but when we're factoring, this doesn't go away. What we're going to do is we pull this out here. All right. And so what we've done now is we have factored. This is, let me use, this equals this. And right here, this is the factors. These are the factors of 6x cubed plus 2x squared minus 8x. All right. Let me erase this. We don't need this right here. So these are the factors. So the two factors are 2x and 3x squared plus x minus 4. These are our factors. All right. And we know there are factors because if you were to use FOIL and you multiply everything out, you're going to go back right over here. All right. And I'm going to show you guys that for this example only. But all right. So let's say we do 2x times 3x squared plus x minus 4. We know we got our answer right, where when we multiply it together, we can go back to our original, all right? So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to multiply. 2x times 3x, that's going to be 6x squared. 2 plus 2x times x, and then plus 2x times negative 4. That's going to give us 6x squared plus 2x squared minus 8x. And if you notice, this here is our original equation that's up here. This is this. So it checks out. That's how we know we did our work. So if you're ever wondering, did I get my answer right? Just fold it out and see if you get the right answer. All right. And next thing we're going to go down here. All right. We're going to look over here. 5x squared. Our second example. All right. Let me just leave that sum up. So in case you need to copy it, I know I grade you guys on this. So, just make sure you get this down. All right. So now we're going to look over here. So right here we have 5x squared and x. So this has a number here, but this doesn't. So we can't factor out any number. But let's look at our variables. We have two x's here and we have one x here. So our greatest common factor, our GCF, is x. So what happens when we do 5x squared over x and x over x? Well, 5x, nothing happens to the 5. The x squared over x becomes just x, and the x over x becomes just 1. All right? So these are our two factors, this and this. So the factored form of this is 5x minus 1. All right? And that's what happens when we factor it. Now let's try this again for one more. This one's a little bit harder, but it's our last one. We have 15x to the 4th, 20x cubed, and 35x. Right off the bat, something I can tell is we have a 5 here and a 5 here. Any number that ends with a 5 is divisible by 5. All right, and any number that ends with 0 is also divisible by 5. All right, so we're going to try a factor. We're going to list our factors of 15, 20, and 35. But another thing I want you guys to notice is we have 1x here, a 3 here, and 4 here. So our greatest common factor for the x's is just going to be x, all right? So we know that whatever our factor is, our GCF is going to be, is going to contain at least one x. All right, so let's list the factors of 15. That's 5 times 3. And then 15 times 1. But we don't really care about the 15 times 1. We have the factors of 20, which is 4 times 5. And 20 times 1. And 10 times 2. Alright. Now let's list the factors of 35. That's just 5 times 7. And 35 times 1. Alright. Now what I want you guys to focus on here is the ones we have in common. They have 5. Oops. That's way too big. They have 5 in common. 5 in common here, and a 5 in common here. So the greatest common factor is 5. And since the most amount of x's that we have is 1x, then our GCF our greatest common factor is 5x. All right, and so we got to take this 5x out of all of this. All right. All right. So the way we do that, like I showed you guys before, you're just gonna write 15x to the fourth over 5x, and then you're gonna have 20x cubed over 5x, and guess what? You're gonna have 35x over 5x. All right. 15 divided by 5, that's easy. That's 3. X to the fourth over x is gonna be x cubed, and then you're gonna have 20 divided by 5, which is 4. X cubed over x is gonna become x squared. And x over x is 1. 35 over 5 is 7. So these two are our factors. And the way we write our factored answer is going to be 5x times quantity 3x cubed plus 4x squared plus 7. This is our factored form. All right, and that's basically how you're gonna do your assignment. Your assignment's gonna be on Schoology. This is a little harder, so if you need any help, just let me know, and I'll answer your messages. Good luck, guys. May the fourth be with you. I miss you guys. Hopefully, we're all in this together. Stay safe, and yeah, have a good weekend. Have a nice week. Actually, the week is just starting.